Alright, I hear myself. I mean, I hear my clicking. Just let me know if you guys hear me once I start talking, because I hear myself. It's in the feed. How do I get off of that? Alright, you guys hear me now? Alright. So yeah, I was saying this past week I was, my son had an ear infection. Got the whole house sick, and we did some outdoor event at the Chinese Lantern Festival, which was really cool. So I got a nice sore throat going on, and some cough. So I might cough. I'm not trying to be unprofessional or anything, but we're just gonna. I try to click it up to mute it, but just going over what happened last week. We just had that catalyst of the rate change, which is which was huge. But the main issue was all the buying happened down here. So we had no buying down here. That's why we sold off the next day. We didn't have a catalyst. We couldn't get more buying pressure up here. We just have too much selling pressure down here. I think this is so we're struggling to get these all-time highs. So we want to keep a watch on when we're close. Even though ES did hit all-time highs, but the next day right here, good 2 hour, nice, not a hammer candle, whatever candle that is, sold off. Hello break, sold off, and we're kind of chopping back and forth between these two boxes right here. With ES, Banks took a hit, which was the main thing that made SPY fall. With NQ, we cannot push this zone right here. This one's like crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times we've tested the zone. So when we get back up there, if we do, definitely be careful on your tech. We just came back. Hopefully this week we could hopefully this candle right here would be a higher low and can kind of continue up. But we do have the tapering, which is not going to be good for tech unless it's just like straight craziness for the market, by the dip kind of situation. But I read someone's post last time on what happened last time they finished up tapering, and NQ took a hit. VIX is still staying elevated a little bit, so we want to keep a watch on. We definitely want this under 20. This is like a nice cluster we had up here. We haven't had that since March. Usually we drop back down. It's a short week, and Biden's supposed to be talking on Tuesday, so it might be a good idea to get some VIX calls or VXX calls. I'm going to be looking into that, try to run up the fare with it. But I mean, they're saying they're going to shut it down. They're not going to shut it down before Christmas. I don't expect that to happen. Just going to go through some charts. With tech, we had what? Apple. Apple was the only super strong one out of tech. Find some more tech. Apple ran. Eventually, this money is going to go somewhere else. Especially if we fall below 170. Definitely watching 170 to fall. Let me throw on Nessie. But Apple, you just want the main thing, you just want to look for consolidation right here, and then we had that huge push up. That's the main thing with Apple. It kind of led the market. AMD, we had a nice push at AMD. I think previous Friday sold off right here, maybe right here, somewhere like right here, sold off. It was definitely strong. With the market push on Wednesday with the FOMC fell, it came back right to its where it took off. Something you guys always want to watch, where a stock takes off right here, that huge push, see if it could come back down and test it. And then if you would have waited for this to come out of here, right here, you could have got options from 136 all the way up to 142. And then we just came down. So, right now you kind of want to wait for the market to come to your price. Definitely going to be a lot more harder to trade. We're not going to be like last year where you could just throw your money at anything, and how Tesla just went straight up for months on months on months. You don't want to chase. You want to wait for the price to come down to where you want to buy in. Right here, perfect push up, came down, tested it, pushed back up. Let's see what Nessie, same thing. Nice buy here, came down, and then we pushed off of it on Friday. So Nessie did confirm that. Amazon was a good win Wednesday for me and a good loss Thursday. But my issue was I didn't let it come down to where I wanted to buy in. I kind of jumped the gun on it, where that huge push, we came down right here, which is kind of, if you look at it right here, we had this huge push right here. So I'm waiting for the stock to come down. Boom. Comes in, has another great push right here. What do I want it to do? Come down, come in this box, and push off. So Friday at open would have been a great trade right here. Thursday, I was kind of just trying to find the bounce. Didn't really work out, and by the time Friday with the 0 day, how far the money we were, we couldn't really recover. But that was a huge win. Just a nice, look at that beautiful cup going on. Nice cups every day. Facebook, I've been loving Facebook lately. We've had nice dips at open and nice recoveries. That's what I've been watching lately. Right here, some people took a loss here. Problem was we never made back pre-market high, and you always got to watch that. If you're in a stock that's below the pre-market at open, we couldn't push that pre-market high, and we kind of sold off with news. But we've been having some nice dips in the kind of in the morning. Nice recoveries, dips, recoveries. It's definitely something I'm watching almost every day on Facebook. It's just a thing of beauty. Just let it dip, let it come down to a support, and then take off from there. I saw on Twitter someone said that's kind of down to a support, kind of like right there. If this does break, definitely it would be a good time to short it. But Facebook is kind of, I feel like it's a little manipulated, just because it's been having nonstop news about the metaverse and all that, but still just chop. I think it's just a matter of time, kind of like Square did in a couple 3-4 months ago, where just stop and just run 50 points. I think it's just a matter of time for Facebook. Microsoft had a good bounce off. Kind of its last push to almost all-time highs. Right here. Pushed, bounce, nice push up. Wait for it to come down. Nice bounce Friday. I'm watching this kind of to be broken down. It's a short week. We gotta play both sides. This is the first time I'm probably gonna work on playing both sides. But we kind of are on the 10-minute, 5-minute. We're kind of oversold, so we can see some good upside. But all depends on the market. Netflix did not bounce where it should have. Kind of not looking good. Really haven't charted it. I think Roku's starting to take a little bit of the money that Netflix had that nice push from. Kind of going into Roku. We just need to hold. Let's see if we can hold there. NVIDIA, I'm in a Friday call. I just saw a lot of flow go into it. We're kind of holding 272. If I do take a loss on, I'll take a loss on. But that huge push. We bounced right off that little tiny. This should be down here. Kind of this little tiny support down here. That would have been a perfect play. But also, MU has earnings on Monday, which can either, that could affect the stock. Maybe in a good way, in a bad way, not sure. I gotta look at how they affect each other. I still like MU. Roblox. Nice bounce off these, right here. This 93 to 91. Kind of pushed up. I had this in the flag right here. Didn't really work out. I'm kind of not looking at Roblox anymore. I kind of wanted to come down. Took it like almost an 85 and then relook at it again. Let the price come down a little bit more on Roblox. Roku's nice. I wish I would have stuck to my gut on it, where I was like, it's going to hold 200. Market makers don't want it to get below 200. I mean, that would have been great 2 plays. Right there. Roku was very strong on Friday. Very strong. But of course, right here, we can't. We need to push past here, and then this little chop zone right here. We need to push past here. Let's look at Nessie and Omni. We're kind of getting a little too high for my preference. I like the 2 hour on these. Nothing really. 1 hour looks pretty nice. There we go, 15-minute. So, when we came down to this variance, would have been a nice push up. We need to pick back past this mean right here at like 240. But one of those things, it's strong. It's super strong Friday. Look at that move. A little dip and rip. It was nice. Snaps just free falling. This thing used to be a beautiful stock to play. I used to love Snap, but not doing anything anymore. Just losing subscribers. We're kind of in like a little selective market where how SPY or ES hit all-time highs, QQ's at almost high, all-time highs, and then you have these stocks that are just getting destroyed. It's crazy to see Snap almost 50% down from its high. Peloton, Square, all these stocks are just getting destroyed, but yet QQQ and SPY are at almost at all-time highs. Definitely looking in the square to be rotated into with the new quarter. So I'm watching. Definitely want to get past like 190. Be a nice buy. Kind of make the support resistance. This thing's kind of just been free falling. Nothing on the band, nothing on that. You know, it's kind of, you gotta wait for the move to happen. Tesla's fallen down. I said 900, hit 910. Did it fill that gap perfectly? High of 910, low of 909.04. So it did fill that gap. Okay. That was a great entry. That was an awesome entry on Friday. Wow. Tesla, a lot of news about him selling his shares, kind of, you know, nothing really going on. EV is kind of taken off. You know, we had this huge push with Tesla with the EV sector. You know, NIO, FSR, Lucid, all those took off. Was really nice. Got GGT entered a swing right here. Just looked pretty solid Friday. Pretty solid move. Struggling about 90. Hope we can push that 90. I just want a quick buck on this one. Hopefully get that 90. PT1's 93, then 97, then 100. I have actually a alert on 100. You can tell it's a nice support right here. Kind of didn't push past here. We're kind of just continuing down. You know, Affirm's just one of those where, I mean, this chart, look at this thing. It's huge run and then just a fall off. This is crazy. How do you chart this? Down 50% from its highs on November 10th. So like in a month, it's dropped 50%. For what? Affirm's pretty cool. I mean, I bought my bed on, you know, I used the Affirm loan for it. Zero interest. Boeing's still struggling. Still got this gap below. Trying this new trading view. I mean, we're down to November 20th last year. So we've taken a whole year of races. Always kind of one of those things that when it runs, get in, and then you have to get out because it will reverse on you. I'm in a long call. Had right here, we kind of went positive, and then we just fell. See how it just runs, falls. Kind of, you gotta get out when you gotta get out. CRM, same thing. Kind of holding this pivot right here at 250. You know, watch 250 right here. 1, 2, 3, like 4, 5 bounces, pretty nice. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I was watching this. This would have been a nice short. I was watching this, like how it was just straight sideways. And of course, the day the whole market fell was when it fell. Recovered, came in, kind of retested, and fell again. Missed that one. Google, was a weird after hours little candle right there. Google needs to hold 3,000 in. We're just consolidating right under all-time highs. So this thing looks like it's getting ready. This is great consolidation since, you know, this is almost 2 months worth of consolidation right here. So definitely keep your eye on Google. I got this right here, 29.78. Throw on the bands, throw on Nessie. You know, nice there. Sucker coming down. I want to see a bounce around like 2807. Maybe let it drop a little bit more. This dark pool 2934 came up. It seemed like it pretty much was a big sell because it was a nice resistance. Goldman Sachs Thursday was a nice play. I was just watching this little downtrend break, had a news push. Did not want to break this 400, and of course Friday banks fell. But I was looking at a flow overview on banks, and it looks like they bought the dip pretty well. IWM, keep an eye on it. See what charts. We're back down here. We had that nice little breakout here. I use RT. Let me go to RTY because my charting's better. We had this nice little break. Kind of came down. And not sure what it's doing. Nice little bounce off 21.28. Definitely want to see push past that. That anchor VWAP from the highs. A lot of people think small caps are going to start getting some more money into it, since tech should take a little hit. Dow should start getting a little bit more money too, if tech keeps taking its hit with the tapering. So you definitely want to keep small caps. Get a nice little watch list going of all the small caps and watch those. FedEx, nice huge 260.50 to hit right on the dot, basically. Nice earnings run. This thing's still just not the best to play. It's kind of like a hold and grab. mRNA, my alert 295. I want to see how it reacts around 295 on Monday, especially with Omicron, with all this stuff. It seems like it wants to push mRNA, but it's kind of like you can't hold this thing because look at all that chop. Good news down, bad news up. Pins just falling off. PayPal, nothing good. Shop, we're kind of back down at this pivot right here, like 1300. I want to see you hold 1300. Hopefully we can push back up. I'm not going to share my screen. That's funny. Okay. Delete that. I was in another Discord. Let me leave. Snow. Not really looking into it. Twitter looks like it wants to go. Kind of wants to do something. But of course, the same old thing. I think this week I'm going to go very selective on stocks. Kind of keep it to NVIDIA, Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, AMD. Definitely do some QQQ, SPY 0 days. Try to make up for the swing is getting hit, but we do have a short week. It's not. There's really nothing. There's a lot of chop going on. But let the price come down to you guys. Don't force anything. But yeah, definitely let it come down to your price. I'm just gonna hop off. But just be smart. I've been the last couple weeks. I haven't been really jumping on calls from open. If I do, I scalp them. I don't really alert them. I'm just waiting for the market to finally kind of figure out what it's doing, and then take a play from there. Got a Facebook I'm loving. Just let it do its thing. Right here, let it sell off, kind of base, and then a huge push up. But appreciate you guys. Let's be smart. Abbott. Abbott was nice. Like this 130 break. Um, I had alerts somewhere. Got into it. I wish I would have bought more time on it because I definitely would have paid really well. Let me try to find that one. I had Abbott 135 for 12.17. I got out of, but definitely wish I would have got more time. Abbott, ABBV, mRNA, PFE. All those pharmaceuticals. If the market's not looking good, money goes into pharmaceuticals and kind of like retail, Walmart, Costco, Target. So you want to keep those on watch too. But Abbott, man, that gap. I remember getting it down here, this gap down on earnings. I work in a hospital, and Abbott's everywhere. So, but of course, you're on all-time highs. If you're gonna get a call and do it now, it's a little risky because you are all the way up here. That base right here on the 2 hour. But a nice play, push it all the way up. But anything when you get in all-time highs, I'm not honestly looking at unless it's a little momentum push. Like I kind of chased Apple a little bit at all-time highs. Still a nice win. It's still pushed, but I'm looking for the rotation into these beaten down stocks. Market makers don't want to put their money into Apple right now. They could have put, they probably got Apple 150. Why would they buy Apple at 180? Let it come down. Let it come down to 160, and they could buy it up and then push it back up. So that's why I'm looking for a little rotation. With quad witching, the new quarter starts. So you're gonna see a little sector rotation. Some of you always want to keep on watch. Definitely took notes on this last quad witching on what stocks popped kind of late with volume, and just see how it reacts, and then that'd be good for my next one. I also want to look at Nvidia. So if you guys look at this, turn that off. Nvidia. Something I'm kind of watching with MU, and we do have Nike earnings, which I love to play calls on Nike. Turn all this, just gonna look at price action. Before earnings on Nvidia, what did it do right here? Nice downtrend, huge push. Trying to think of the other. I think AMD might have been that same thing. Something I'm just keeping an eye on. See earnings, how it fell, and then it pushed. I wish I wouldn't do that. Right here, you can tell, see how it fell and then pushes. Trying to think of another recent earnings. Let me go to my statistics. Kind of something I'm watching on earnings calls and lottos. Everyone likes to play them. Adobe FedEx. Let's see what FedEx did there in the day before earnings, and how it reacted after earnings. You see FedEx right here. What's it do? This is like all the is this weird? Kind of all the same formation. Looks like they kind of dumped the stock to have it push. I think AVGO dropped. AVGO. Adobe. What did it do? It pushed in the close. Okay? Just keep notes on this stuff. If you want to play these crazy earnings, we had Costco. I'm pretty sure Costco did the same thing. Earnings. Look at the earnings. Day before earnings. A fall. Really didn't do anything. Chewy. I think Chewy fell, so you can't really see if it pushes in the. No, Chewy. Okay. So Chewy would have lost RH. RH just sideways. Stitch Fix fell. Okay. So that's what I'm kind of looking at, like these stocks that do really well. Like right there, Zoom had a nice huge push into close. So that's what I'm looking at with earnings plays going forward. I'm still testing it, see if it's all doesn't matter about your outcome. It all depends on your future, your guidance, because investors want to invest in something that's going forward that's looking nice. But that's what I'm looking at. Nike, definitely. I love Nike, playing Nike. Every earnings it kind of runs, except for they had one bad one. Earnings right here, they fell. Earnings, they huge gap up. This earnings they fell. This earnings they had a huge gap up. So Nike could go either way, just because supply issues now. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Just be smart this week. You see green, take it. Short week theta is gonna be a big issue, but it is a good time to get cheaper. You can get cheaper calls because you're not paying for you're not paying for all that premium. But y'all have a good day.